All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up with Coach Esquivel from Falfurrias High School. Probably a short one here today. We didn't have as many coaches as yesterday, but either way, we've had some good conversation with the small school coaches here today. Of course, this is the high school, Texas High School, South Texas 3A to 1A high school preview, a little kickoff to the season, which they start next Friday. We're going to talk here with Coach Esquivel a little bit about his team and outlook on his team for this year. Of course, plays in a little Big 12 with London was just here. That's been one of the toughest districts in the region here the past few years. So, Coach, as we start the podcast, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for the school district, and what you coach.
My name's Coach Gus Esquivel. I've been there, in FAL since 2004. I work at the Falfurrias Elementary School. Shout out to elementary school.
Cool.
Nice. I do PE from first grade to fifth.
So he's got it pretty decent.
Yeah,
they keep you on your toes.
Big time. Yeah, it's a awesome school.
Right.
The kids are great, and I'm there all day, and then I go to high school athletics, and I've been there in FAL for 20 years.
Wow. Is that your only stop?
I started off actually in Pettis High School.
Pettis.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
A small school.
Right.
I worked there with Coach David Vega. It was my first. I was under him as assistant.
Small school baseball.
Yeah, and I got to learn about all those small schools down by
Kennedy,
northeast, Fall City,
Fall City,
Rungy, Post,
Rungy,
and so that was a new experience for me coming out from South Texas,
right?
Mm-hmm. And but I got my feet wet there,
right?
And then from there I went to FAL in 2004, and I've been there ever since. I was under Coach David Salinas, the legend, for over 18 years.
Wow.
Basically, and started off, working under him, working as a freshman coach, and then a few years later, I got up to JV coach, and then just build up.
You worked yourself up.
Became a first assistant, and then I got the great opportunity to kind of slide in and take over as when he retired. Last year. So last year was my first year as the head coach there in Falfurrias, and
you got big shoes to fill.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a great experience last year,
right.
And hoping learn a lot from it, and gain a lot of experience and growth, and
right.
So I'm just excited to start this new season coming up in a couple of days.
Right.
Yeah.
So coach, and talking about that, Marcus M2 FAL. They've been to the state tournament. They won it once, right?
In 91. Yes.
In 91,
Mm-hmm.
and then y'all
we
been
went back in 93,
and in 2000
and 2006.
So
So
another school that has tradition.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked so much about it with all the schools we've had here, man.
Well,
it's like almost every school has a state tournament appearance,
right.
almost, right? But
yeah.
so it's a good thing, of course, South Texas, right?
Yes.
So, Coach, start off, like you said, last year was your first year. You had a pretty good group of kids.
Yes.
FAL hasn't been in the playoffs in
it's been a few
3-4 years, right?
Yes, and
that's kind of not
well,
FAL.
Yeah, it's unusual, yeah.
Right. There you
go. As far as not being in the mix of things,
right?
Yeah, late in the season and into the playoffs,
right.
But.
And y'all started real well last year.
Yes, we did. We started off actually 16-0, going into district, into district, and we had some young arms. When it comes down to it, defense is the key.
Right.
I believe it starts in the mound, and we had some young arms behind our ace pitcher,
right,
which was Derek Variad. He graduated. But and then we had an injury. Our number 2 got hurt, and then the rest of the guys were young, but they were able to get a lot of experience. So that kind of
right.
helped. But unfortunately, in our district's very tough.
Right.
So
right.
We had some battles, but we just fell short. We ended up getting coming out 5th
right.
in our district, and we ended up the season 18-8. 2-8 in district. But we did gain a lot of experience, and we got just about 9 starters back.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was it? What was the year that you guys went to the regional final and lost to Gateway? Was that 18 or 19?
In Gateway, yes, and 17, because we actually met them
Twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once in the semis or both in the final?
Both.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was 17 and 18.
Yeah.
Man, so you have a lot of experience already, even prior to being a head coach.
Yeah.
So you've essentially, you just carry that with you.
Right. Yeah. And I wasn't able to experience as a player, but I was in 06. I was able to be part of the staff when we went to state.
Wow.
And
Another coach has been there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a couple years we met up before that in the following year in 07 we met up with Sinton, and I believe Sinton ended up going on and went yeah, we met up in regional finals.
Wow.
And they ended up winning it that in 07.
Yeah.
So we were close there, and then we made it to the regional finals, and it just being at that level, it happens so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just, by the time you know it, it's like, whoa, what happened, and then you gotta kind of like grasp everything,
right.
and kind of like, whoa, man, what a ride,
Right. And being a small town, your kids know the kids know the expectation.
Yes.
Foul. We've been there. It's been possible. They know the belief is there.
Yes.
But like you said, the past 3-4 years been kind of. I know y'all played a tiebreaker against Banquete 2 years ago. I want to say.
Yeah, we had one.
And then last year you kind of, y'all had a down year in district. But like you said, you lost a few close games. You're right outside the playoff. Mm-hmm. So that kind of in your kids' eyes. I know y'all, your coaches, you see it. You start 16-0. You're like, oh man, there might be something special. Right? And then. Boom! Everything just comes, crashing down, right? And y'all are not used to that,
yeah.
So what are the kids?
Well,
thinking right now.
I'm sure the rest of the coaches that have come on have talked about the game of baseball. That's just you just don't know. You play every game. One game at a time,
right?
And you just show up. Doesn't matter who you're playing,
right?
Because at any given day,
something can happen.
Everybody's going to compete,
right?
And it's a game of inches. I've seen where I remember that we're playing London. It's a close game, and I think Ortega hits one in the gap, and
right.
And I think we're up 1-0. I think then our outfielder dives and just off the glove,
wow.
and they score 2, and then just starts a little rally,
right?
And then so, and then.
Any moment of the ball game, it changes.
Mm-hmm.
It changes so quick, right?
Big time. Right. And then we went almost 11 innings with I think, with Banquete.
Wow.
Second game, and it was just. I mean, I think we had like 3 or 4 district games this past year with 1 or 2 run losses.
So what are you going to do this year to put your kids in a situation? You got some guys back, of course.
Yeah.
Let us know, your top returnees and how many starters you got back and all this. But what are you going to do this year so y'all can get over the hump? Because I know y'all. Once you get in the playoffs, y'all get hot. Y'all are not like first round exit. You know?
I think it was just like we hit. And like you talk about where you're playing hot and then you get cold.
Right.
And that all goes back to mental. The mental part of the game.
Right. And that's a big part of the game.
Yeah. People say, we got these hitters, we got these pitchers, we got
doesn't matter.
We got defense.
Yeah.
But sometimes one error, one strikeout. One failure can cost
a big inning.
Yeah, because we're playing with sometimes freshmen are playing at the varsity level. You got 14-year-olds all the way up to 18-year-olds playing, and they're sometimes their minds get tested. They get tested.
The mental part of the game is not
mental
there
part.
yet.
Yeah, and they just got to be able to fight through that and like we tell them, it's a roller coaster ride.
Right.
Sometimes you're going on the up, and sometimes you're going on the way down.
Yeah.
And you just got to stay on it and keep working, and you do things right, good things will happen.
What is it about the team that made it to state in '06 and the teams that made it to the regional final? What was it about those teams that got them there, and how do you try to get your team this year to replicate that?
Yeah, I think it's like I said, I base it a lot on the mindset, and you just got to be playing, at a high level, and you got to, especially when you're playing those big games, you talk about those close games, and I can remember. I remember a lot of the games last year where, around between the fifth inning, going into the sixth or seventh, that's when it really, it really tests you, and you get, you're on the field, you get that crucial hit to you, or you're at bat, and the game. The game's on the line. You got a runner in scoring position. You got to bring them in,
Yep.
or nobody on. You got to become a runner.
Find a way
to
on,
to get on base, and I think that's where we got to make those things happen, because and a lot of it comes with experience,
right?
And I think like those teams, you got kids that have played throughout the since they were 4 or 5 years old. But the thing is, when you come together as a team, once, because like that's what they say, like in junior high, you got seventh grade playing with seventh grade, you got eighth grade playing with eighth grade. Once you get to high school, you got a mixture of ninth grade, 10th, 11th, 12th. Now it becomes putting you got to put the puzzle together,
right?
And like you said, we started off very well, and little things can happen, from here to there, from one game to another. And I like the way our kids competed. We just, I think maybe lack of experience, or just kind of a few mental breakdowns. We weren't able to be successful. And again, like I said, it's the game of baseball,
right.
And if we can fight through that and be ready, to compete in the little Big 12, 33A. It's a tough district, man.
Yeah, it is.
It tests you,
So how many lettermen you got back, starters, players to watch, your pitching staff, your depth? What are you looking at this year, Coach?
Like we lost 3 seniors last year. 2 were mainly pitchers, and they will play some defense at third base. And then I had my shortstop, Jose Maldonado, graduate as well. And I think that now we got more pitching coming up, that with a little bit more experience from last year, because they
have better depth this year.
You got better depth as far as the mound, which is, I think, once one of our, it's gonna hopefully make a difference. It's a plus.
Right.
And hopefully we can stay healthy. That's another thing. Keep our arms healthy, and and ready to compete in our tough district.
Right.
But I got I got 3 seniors on the outfield. Well, actually, I have a Marky Gonzalez, our senior center fielder. He got nominated to the Hooks preseason All-Star team. And then I have Derek Chavera, that plays third base.
Also
he was last year he was a first team All-State at third base. Nice. And then a first team All District selection. He's a junior, and he got selected to the Hooks preseason All-Star team, along with Ben Benavides catching.
Your catcher.
Yes, our catcher. He was also a first team.
And so those 2 guys too, Chavera and Benavides, pitch also as well.
Yes. Yeah. Ben started pitching a little bit there towards the end when we kind of lost some of our arms with injury there at the end. And it's also tough because you got to have a good backup catcher. So you take away from catching, then you got to have somebody to back up behind the plate. So he was able to throw a couple of games. He did very well. So we're hoping to use him a lot more this year on the mound, and help us down the road.
Did the outcome of last year and that really hot start, and then kind of fizzling out and losing those close games in district, did that affect how you scheduled for this year?
Yes. For the most part, we've we've gone to a couple of different tournaments.
Okay.
And this year, we've gone to the Mercedes tournament in the Valley
Okay.
for years since I believe when Coach Salinas started back in the late '80s.
Wow.
But this year we decided to go to the Port Eye. The
Okay.
Port
week-
Isabel.
Yeah.
Port Eye
Yeah, that
tournament.
was pretty good. I heard.
And it's a good mixture of teams,
Right.
from the Valley and especially I think some north teams go down there and play. And then on week 2 we're coming to the BSN
Oh, wow.
Corpus
Yeah,
Christi
yeah.
tournament now.
Cool.
So we're gonna see some
That's a good.
some-
That's always good.
some good
Corporate
competition,
schools
some tough-
and
big
yeah,
schools there.
Yeah.
And then on week 3 we'll host our own tournament.
Right.
So we've got a little bit tougher district, not district. We got
Non-district schedule.
Yeah, non-district schedule. There you go.
Right. And I noticed that y'all scheduled Addis too.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
we got them in a regular season game during the spring break week.
Right.
Yes.
So you have how many starters back, and what kids, that you think freshmen, maybe sophomores, younger kids that maybe are gonna have to step up.
We started. I started Andre Cisneros as a freshman at first base last year.
Right.
He's coming back.
You had another lefty too, right?
Yes, Nathan Jaramillo.
You had a meal.
Yes, he throws for us too.
Right.
I used him a lot as a DH last year.
Right.
And he was also a freshman, so he's coming back. So I consider him a starter since he
Yeah.
was on as far as the hitting. And then Christian Hernandez at second base, a senior, did a good job last year. He hit well in the bottom of the lineup. He had a good average. He always found a way to get on base.
Right.
And
That's always good when you have him at the
yes,
bottom of the
yes, and he's gonna help us on defense as well. At shortstop, I had when Jose also pitched, Maldonado pitched. I had Derek Vasquez come in there.
He's
at
an
short-
up-and-comer pitcher, right?
Yes, he was the newcomer of the year in our district. So
Right.
that says a lot, for
As
our
a
tough
freshman,
district.
he was a
Yes, a
freshman,
freshman.
yeah.
Yeah, he pitched a couple of big games in district. Just fell short.
Right.
At first, I was using him coming in as a reliever.
Right.
But since we kind of got some injuries and stuff, he started as a starter coming in on some big games, and he got some good experience as a freshman.
Wow.
So
So you got some experience coming back.
yes,
Yeah. And your kids, how do they feel? Like Marcus said, how's the feeling that maybe a pressure's on them? Hey man, we haven't made the playoffs in 3-4 years.
Yeah.
We got talent.
Yeah.
We got some guys that we've been playing with. There's no reason we should miss the playoffs.
Right.
Even though you got a tough district, right?
Right. The guys are hungry. They're ready for the season to start.
Right.
They're excited. Every year they're gonna want to come out and play. That they have a lot of passion for the game.
Right.
But they know that they have some unfinished business.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, it's been a couple years that they've been with the varsity team. Especially our seniors.
Right.
And I know that they're hungry to get through, over the hump and get back into playoffs.
Right.
and make a run.
Right.
So
yeah, I was talking to. I had seen somebody in Central Texas. They're from that area. He goes, "Hey man, Fowl, I haven't seen Fowl in the playoffs lately, man.
Yeah.
We used to always watch them, play a team from that,
Yeah.
that area."
Mhm.
And I said, "Yeah, man, they've been that district they play is real tough,
Yeah.
So
like once our district gets rolling in the playoffs, they always meet up.
Yeah, that's the words they're talking about.
You're gonna battle your
Yeah.
district to get into
Yeah.
the regional finals.
Third, fourth round,
you
and
gotta
then-
get through. You gotta get
Yeah.
through your district.
You gotta go through y'all's
Once you're
district.
done with district, you still gotta meet up some.
Yeah.
More likely, you're gonna end up with them. Seeing them again in playoffs.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. and Banquete in London. London's been a state tournament 3 straight years,
Yes.
man. And
Yeah.
those are games that y'all, they
So,
get y'all ready.
Yeah, district. Yeah, definitely is gonna prepare you.
Yeah.
And so that's what they say. Just make it to the playoffs, and you have a great chance. Making that run because you're battle tested.
Right.
I got a couple more guys that whether our seniors, like in the outfield, I have Malachi Regalao coming back. He's been a 3-year starter.
Wow.
And I have he hasn't played for us yet, but he played for Fremont. But Jax Garcia,
Okay.
I look for him to do good things and help us out. His dad got the AD job last
Okay.
year.
Oh, okay.
And Arturo Garcia.
Yes.
And he was playing for Fremont, but then this year he'll be coming up with us. He's
a newcomer.
A newcomer.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
He's a junior, and
Utility guy or?
well, he has potential to be an outfielder.
Okay.
And for sure, I know he pitches too.
Oh, wow.
So he'll help out, and I just curious to get them going, all together and kind of see where we're at.
And I did think y'all had a good JV last year, right?
Yeah,
you had a real good.
The JV's been outstanding. Coach Lalo Guzman has done a great job. Working with our JV, and they've gone undefeated the last 2 years. And we have a lot of talent,
Right.
and
A lot
it's
of
like
depth too,
a lot of depth. It
Yeah.
just gotta, like we say, we gotta put it together,
together.
and put the right pieces of the puzzle together and get it going.
Yeah, we were talking earlier with I think it was the London coaches, and we were talking about just how tough the district is, and how you guys missed the playoffs, and I said, well, yeah, the only bummer down here is that everyone's so good, someone has to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if you put you guys in any other district, you're probably district champs.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
Yes.
Any given day.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
1 through 5 in that district can go win district elsewhere.
Yeah. It's
That's the truth.
It's a very tough district, and it's there's a lot of great baseball.
Right. Anytime I go to one of y'all's district games, holy crap.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now it's hard for me to go because my son plays, but man, I've seen some battles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marcus has too with SGA and London. And
Yep. Extra innings at Whataburger Field.
Uh-huh.
So, Coach, what has been the toughest thing you had to do? Coach Salinas been there forever, an icon for Falfurrias baseball, South Texas baseball.
Yeah.
What do you think's been the toughest thing that you had to, not necessarily fill his shoes, of course, because you're a different coach, but he mentored you.
Yeah.
You've been under him.
Oh yeah.
So what's been like the biggest transition, maybe like since he left? Do the kids, because they've always known Coach Salinas as the head coach. Coach Salinas. So what's been like the biggest transition, the biggest change since he left?
Yeah, I knew a lot of the stuff, that we would once we get to the field, we got going. We know a lot of the, the practice stuff and
the
all
drills.
That. But I never saw a lot of the, behind the scenes.
There you go. That's what I want.
And it's, baseball involves a lot.
Right.
And you got to do with any head coach job, whatever sport you play, there's a lot involved. You got to set schedules up. You got to plan, and you got to make sure you get your orders in, your inventory.
Right.
Make sure you're good to go.
It's not only coaching and playing.
It's like football. There's a lot of equipment involved. Make sure you're good to go, and Coach Salinas did a great job of having everything organized and it wasn't easy, but it was a good transition, kind of stepping in, and knowing, especially being under him for so many years.
Right, you already knew his style.
Yeah,
you knew his.
So it was just a blessing to get that opportunity, and I hope like I said, hopefully we'll make a great run this year, and I'm just blessed to be in this situation, this opportunity, to coach these young guys, especially they got so much passion for the game.
Right, and Marcus also, Fowles lost a lot of players that went to state tournaments, and they passed away unexpectedly. They had a coach pass away last year.
Yes, our first assistant head coach, Gabriel Pettis. Fortunately, we lost him in the midsummer.
Right,
and. And it's
a big loss.
It's a tough loss. It's heartbreaking, because I've noticed that I've been seeing a lot of that,
Y'all had
throughout our area.
Yeah.
We just lost Coach Rowland.
Yeah.
And then Coach Luna from Bishop, very great friend of mine.
Yeah.
We lost baseball coach from Bishop, also Cody Pettis.
Yeah, Cody Pettis.
Another good friend of mine from HM King, Marco Contreras, he, football coach, you know, and you know, it's those are tough losses that these guys, you know, a lot of
They're a big part of their community.
Yes, you know, and to the kids, you know,
Right.
to the students, to the athletes.
Right.
So it's tough, you know, and you know, it's hard to move on, but you know, we just want to, you know, we're all, you know, one of our things is to honor him,
Right.
and you know, and make him a part of our seasons, and you know, and of course, you know, I'm always in communication with his family and make sure that they understand that, you know, he's still part of us, and
Right.
the kids, you know, so it's still kind of fresh, and
Especially starting the season.
yes, especially around this time,
Yeah.
you know, so you know, it's tough.
Right.
It's very tough.
Marcus, you have anything else?
I don't think so. I think that we've hit pretty much everything. We
Yeah.
appreciate you being here, Coach.
No, I appreciate you guys,
Yeah.
man, because y'all do a lot for South Texas baseball,
Yes, sir.
and for our kids, because you know it's a lot, like, you know, there's so many kids out there trying to get recognized, play that next level.
Right.
You guys do a great job of doing that, you know, because it's hard, you know, like you're going back to, like, you know, Coach Salinas, you know, you gotta, it's not, you know, one thing, you know, managing the team, but you also gotta help, you know, you want to help these kids,
Right.
you know,
Do better
with
in
any
life.
opportunity,
Right.
you know,
Better
not
themselves.
necessarily just play baseball, but to get an education.
Yeah.
You know, and so any way we can help them out, you know, that's, you know, we're willing, you know.
That's part of a
That's
coach's
part of
job.
it.
Right.
Yes.
sir.
Yep.
No, well, thank you. I appreciate you, and you know, we hope you have a great season. I know we'll be
Yes.
following y'all, of course,
Yeah,
and
yeah. For
I mean,
sure.
I mean, I think y'all be right in the mix, man.
Yeah,
You
appreciate
know.
that,
Yes, sir.
and hopefully, you know, you'll see us,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, late in the season, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
making a good run.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, man.
Sir, thank
Thank you
you.
for coming
Thank
out.
you, Coach.
Appreciate it, sir. Be careful.
Yes, sir.